Hi all, Wolby Fan here. Just going to do a quick little video again. The other day I was searching some auction sites online and I came across a pretty decent little haul. Started out with, I went for one specific book that had a lot of, I think, 8 or 6 or 7 or 8 or whatever it was, and the guy wanted $10 for it. Nobody bid on it, so I bought it. And in conversation, he asked me if I wanted the rest of the stuff. He was just trying to unload all of his stuff, and I said, well, sight unseen, I'm only going to pay. I'll give you the $10 for the lot, but I'll only pay 50 cents a book, right? He wasn't too thrilled about that, but so we agreed on, I'll take the lot for $10, and then, go through what he had and make offers as I went. So that's fine. So I get to this, it felt like a friggin' drug deal because we were doing it in a parking lot at Walmart, and so, excuse me, so I'm going through he had everything in like a garbage, like a grocery bag. So I knew he didn't have a lot, and I was praying that it wasn't going to be like, 10 long boxes or something like that, right? Because doing that in the parking lot is kind of difficult, and being winter, it's cold. So, anyway, I started going. I grabbed a lot, and then he turned around and he offered, well, you know what? Why not just give me an extra $30, and you can have the rest of them? I'm thinking, okay, so that's less than what I offered. So it worked out to be like 40 cents a book for all the books, included the ones in the haul, or the lot that I picked up. So anyway, like I said, here's roughly, I'm going to move this, might wiggle a little bit. I gotta stand. So that's pretty much the leftovers of stuff. I've gone through them. There's some X-Men in here and some New Mutants and that. Like that's kind of cute, cool. Amazing Adventures. There's a bunch of those. Right. A lot of these weren't bagged. Some of them were. I rebagged the decent ones. Right. Like these will be good because some of these Wolverine ones here will fill up my Marvel Comics Presents run. Punisher 100, and then a bunch of old Teen Titans, nothing really spectacular. I already went through them. The Robin miniseries, the full miniseries. I'll go through these again and figure out which ones are worth, putting in a proper board and that. Team America. So, most of these will just be readers. But yeah. So, there we go. So, and like some of these ones are decent shape, like decent books, but they're really crappy shape. So I'm not really too concerned. So okay, so excuse the wiggle. I'm gonna readjust here. There we go. Hopefully this stays in place. Okay, there. Now, as long as I don't kick it, we're good. Okay, so this is the first 10 or first 8 books or whatever it was from the original lot. There were a couple of books that were not shown in the lot only because he had double bagged them, or put 2 per bag. So anyway, Unlimited X-Men 1. And on the back side was an issue of X-Men 1. So that was kind of cool. There's another one in this box too. Well, hold on a second, I'm going to readjust this one. Put them where I want them. Alright, and Beavis and Butthead 1. So that's kind of, stop doing that. Having technical difficulties, and it's not me this time. Okay, there we go. Beavis and Butthead. X Factor Annual 1. There was 1, 3, and 4 that he had. He didn't have 2, which is kind of blue, but okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So it was nice shape. Web of Spider-Man number 8. Most of these ones that are bagged are in pretty good shape. Like, you know, the guy obviously just read them. He didn't really take care of them. Like, some of these were in bags, but very few of them were in boards. This is one that kind of interests me in a lot. Not that it's worth anything, I just thought it was kind of cool. I read up on it a bit, and you know, it's actually a really nice shape. Haven't read the book yet, but kind of interested in it. I've seen it in other stores, and I was always thinking about it, but I didn't want to spend the money that they were selling it for. Invincible Iron Man 119. And there's one on the back. Ren and Stimpy. Obviously he never, well, he might have read it. The wife likes Ren and Stimpy. So, the one that was for this haul, I've been looking for it for a long time, and I got to the point where I was looking for it for such a long time I forgot about it. Why or how you forget about something like that, I don't know. It's just things happen, change of direction, I guess, and just never come back up. So, anyway, it was Astonishing Tales 25, first appearance of Deathlock. You know, it's probably a solid 6. Got some dings in the spine and bent corner and a little bit of rounding, like, you know, it's been read. Somebody dropped something on it at one point, and I noticed that when I got home, that it's punctured here within about first 6 pages, but then it goes away. There's no damage to the back. But you know what, based on 40 cents, I'm not going to complain. Even the $10 that I was going to pay for it, you know, for that and the other 6 or 8 books, I was quite happy about that. Just to be able to get it for that cheap. So, but this is where the surprise comes in, because I didn't actually make it through the whole bag. I got through a little bit, and then we were talking and stuff, and he goes, well, do you know what, 40, like I said, 40 cents or extra $30, you'd have the rest of them. So, you know, I tied the bag up, put it in my back seat, and stuck this between some boarded books and made sure it wasn't going to get thrown around too much. You know, I tied the bag up so keep it nice and snug, but not overly snug. And so yeah, so this one here is just a placeholder, so I would remember where I was. And it is, apparently there's 2 placeholders here. Oh, okay. Avengers 360. That's a pretty nice shape for a glossy cover. I'll move that around. The other placeholder was the X Factor 4 annual. Okay, so now I'm going to get to the nitty gritty. And I was like giggling the whole time. Just one of those, holy shit, really? Holy shit, really? So you tell me if it's a holy shit, really. And these are going to be the lowest to the, you know, the least to the best, you know, because obviously you want to keep some suspense. Okay, so Captain America 264. There's nothing on the back. Amazing Spider-Man 227, the last Black Cat villain, I would imagine, issue where she wants to turn hero. It's kind of beat up. There's also store stamp on it and stuff like that, but you know, rusty staple there and a little bit of staining on this corner, but you know what, pretty cool. Here we go. Spider-Man 240. Don't know much about this one. I just know he obviously fights Vulture. 75-cent edition. X-Men 168, first appearance in Madeline Pryor. Got some wear here. Couple little spins there. Overall, is pretty decent shape. G.I. Joe number 2. Just probably like my 3rd or 4th one of these. I think 3rd for sure that is in first print. 60-cent edition, some wear bends and stuff like that, but you know, as a filler book, or not so much a filler book for me, but a reader, it's pretty good. G.I. Joe number 1. This one's probably a decent 5 or 6 anyway. Not a lot of damage to the book. almost no, only a couple of dings. Somebody did write on it. I don't know if that's the store or what. Some rounding of the corners. You know, ding there. Some looks like water damage there. But it doesn't go through to the inside of the book, so it's just the cover. It might be able to clean it if I'm really concerned about it. I've got a 9.2 graded copy of this, and a couple other ones. This one is a little nicer than the other ones that I picked up, but yeah, I think this is like the fourth one of these too. I don't know. I find them cheap, I buy them. You know, that's what it is. Wolverine number 2, 75-cent edition. Some wear marks, some ding marks along the sides. The corners are pretty good. A little rounding there. The bottom's actually not terrible, except for the spine. This is probably my third one of these too, because I buy them on the cheap. And yeah, so but I'll keep. If I find them, I'll keep getting them. In this case, it was a surprise too. Wolverine number 1, kind of the same scenario as the number 2. A couple some rounding of the corners, a little bend here. Stress mark on that staple. This staple looks pretty good, you know. But yeah, for 40 cents, I'm not gonna complain. There's no rips. You know, it's actually really nice shape. It's probably a 5 as well. Most of these are going to be 5s. Let's see. Amazing Spider-Man 239, the Canadian 75-cent variant. Apparently they did these in the state. You know, I don't remember. I forgot all about them. I knew them at one point, but I knew they did a lot of the 70 or the 35-cent ones and the 30-cent ones. I didn't realize they did the 75, and actually listed it as a variant. It goes for a little bit more than 60-cent, but you know, cool. A little bit of water damage there. That one must have been touching one of the other books at one point. Couple dings in the corners. The spine's overly not terrible. You know, like I said, they're all 5s or 6s. Now, this is the one that surprised the crap out of me because I didn't recognize it at first. Because I'm not a. I didn't follow Spider-Man, and to go through quickly at first, I didn't really catch it the first time around. It was when the second time around that I found it, and then I did a little bit of research because I talked to 74 Screw Gun, and he goes, "Well, I'll show you," and I'll ask him, tell him what he said. Spider-Man 238. It has some marks, you know, just maybe about half a dozen or so. The bottom corners aren't bad. That one's a little bit rough. Well, not rough, but it is peeled just a little bit. Not a lot of bends in it. It does have the tattoo inside. That was what he was asking, if it had the tattoo. And I said, So I opened it up. I didn't even know what the tattoo looked like. I didn't, you know, had no idea what it was. All I saw was an insert that was stapled in there on the first staple, the cardboard in front and the cardboard in back. Apparently the cardboard in the back is the tattoo. You know, on the same page as, or opposite the page that they give the ad for. And I wasn't sure if they actually had used the page as the tattoos, but then I found out that it was actually in the card itself. Didn't say tattoo on it. It just said it was in the book. So, but the other thing I found out too, much like the last one, it's also a 75-cent Canadian variant. So, having the tattoo in it to begin with, it's already hard to find. But to be the Canadian variant of it with it in it, I don't even know what the print run would be like that, you know, because, you know, they classified this as like the 238B on the comicprice.com with the Canadian price. A was with the tattoo for the 60-cent, and just a 238 was the issue itself without the tattoo. And as you went along, well, the first two were about the same price. The Canadian variant went up about $60 based on a 9.4. I mean, this is not a 9.4, but I'm just trying to figure out rarity, right? Like, you know, so But all in all, it was like I was really impressed. This was a really good find. I want to find more of these. You know, they don't come around too often, and I just kind of fell on it. You know, so but anyway, that's the picks. You know, like that's what I had found and walked away with, and I think I did pretty good. You know, so anyway, shoot me some comments. Tell me what you think. You know, it's always great to hear from you guys to see, you know, right? So anyway, that's about it. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is my last haul before then, or at least last video anyway. Yeah, if I come home with more stuff, the wife's really gonna do some damage to places that you don't want things to be done to. So, you know, she was all for this one because of the, you know, the offer the guy put out. So, and you know, she tends to be good that way, but I just can't turn around and say, "Oh, hey, honey, I found 5 more like that." You know, she was not that that'll actually happen, but you never know. Anyway, sidetracking again. So, yes, have a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I will see you in January.